Hello, Tom. How you doing, mate?
Good, thanks to you.
Yeah, not too bad, mate. Congratulations on the win. How
Thank
was
you.
it? How did you find the Fight Island experience?
I enjoyed it. It was a different experience for me because it was just a lot of time doing nothing, which was
Yeah,
quite. It was nice, but it was a bit long as well. But yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it all. I enjoyed it, to be honest. It was a good experience.
yeah. Did you get to do any of the like driving the cars and all that stuff that everyone got to do?
I went on the jet skis a couple of times, but mate, it was so hot. I can't even describe how hot it was there. It was like it was like going to the beach and stuff, and it was literally like you could spend an hour outdoors. And yeah, I can't even tell you how hot it was. It's nothing I've ever experienced. So you go outside for a little bit, and then I was just getting too hot, and so I just wanted to go back indoors pretty much straight away. So I didn't really get up too much, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah. I spoke to a few fighters and they said they walked to the cage like a few times on the beach and they just thought never again because that's just too hot.
Yeah, it was pretty much. I can't even. Well, there was one day I was on the beach and I checked my phone. Like the temperature on the phone, it's 54 degrees.
Oh,
It was like, and then you think, oh yeah, it's like, oh, you'll be all right on the beach, and then you go in the sea, and it's just like literally too hot to even be in the sea. Like the water, like being in a warm bath, it's ridiculous.
yeah, that is pretty mad. So obviously you won your UFC debut by KO in 45 seconds, Jake Collier. It was a great win. You can't really say anything wrong with it. Um, what was it like for you going in there for your UFC debut? What was like the excitement? Did it feel any different than any other fight?
It didn't, to be honest. It felt exactly the same as every other fight. To be honest, I don't know if it was to do with having no crowd or something. It was a different. The whole experience was different. I don't know whether that was the UFC or just the fact that there was no crowd, and it was weird because they had us in the hotel. They only brought me actually to the arena like two fights before mine, so it
Hmm.
was like probably like 40 minutes before my fight. So it was literally like getting the change rooms. My hands was already wrapped. My kit was already on stuff. It was literally like stretch, warm up, fight, and then go. So it wasn't like usually it's like a few hours you're there before at least. So it,
Yeah,
it was it was a different experience for sure. But I felt good. I didn't feel any extra pressure or anything like that. I felt great.
yeah. Well, it can't really get much better for you, really, can it? Making your UFC debut on Fight Island with so many eyes on you, 45-second KO. It doesn't really get much better, does it?
No, mate, that was sweet. They're the ones we like. Where you get punched. I like the ones. You don't have to get punched too much. Injuries, and you can go again pretty soon and get
Yeah.
paid and go. Know what I like. You don't have to go to the hospital or anything like that. They're sweet. Them ones.
And how was it for you, like leading up to the fight, training with everything, obviously with coronavirus and everything going around?
To be honest, I thought it went really well. It was quite nice because I didn't really have any other like responsibilities apart from training. So um, we've been allowed to train for quite a while now. So after like what was it? We're in like full lockdown for. It was like 3 months, weren't it? Four
Yeah, yeah,
months after
around 3 months.
they kind of like allowed weeks to train pretty much straight away. So it went actually really smooth. It was fine. Obviously, we didn't have a lot of random people coming in the gym. We brought a few select sparring partners in who we already knew and knew like there was nothing wrong with them or anything like that. So it wasn't like a million different people, but it went well.
Yeah, it's good to know. So you was originally meant to fight him back in, I think it was March, I believe, on UFC London. Are you glad that obviously that fight stayed together because there was a lot of fights on that card that didn't actually carry on onto the other cards, and your fight stayed together.
Yeah, that was nice because I'd already done like a full training camp for him before because it was cancelled 5 days before last time. So I kind of like knew how to prepare for him. I just kept up the same kind of stuff, and it, obviously it went really well. So it was nice to have the same opponent. When you're preparing for a guy and it doesn't happen, it's not very nice. So it's nice to have that chance of going again with the same
Yeah,
guy.
yeah. Of course, it's not. You wouldn't say it was like a waste of time training for someone, but you always want to use what you've prepared for that opponent, sort of thing. Yeah,
Yeah, definitely. You feel like you got unfinished business. At least like when you get to fight, you kind of get some closure on it and move on. Whereas when the fight gets cancelled, it's like, oh, what would have happened? So I'm glad that it happened.
yeah. So in the fight, you hit him with a nice knee up the middle, and then he sort of dropped his hands, and you hit him with the 1-2, and he went straight to the floor. Was it something you saw in his game beforehand that sort of opened that up for you, or?
No, not really. Just I noticed in the fight that he was kind of like dipping his head a little bit low. So I threw the knee up the middle, thinking that I was going to catch him like in the face, in the head with it. But as I threw it, he kind of leant back a little bit, so it caught his body, and then it was just all reactive, all stuff that I've done a million times before. So it just happened in the fight. It wasn't something really that I'd seen, apart from the fact that I noticed he was like dipping his head a little bit when he was throwing his shots.
Mm-hmm. And obviously he had quite a while off fighting as well, and he was moving up to heavyweight. Was there anything that you was looking at his game beforehand that you was wary of?
Yeah, to be honest, I didn't really like the opponent much, to be honest, because he does a lot of. I know he didn't really get a chance to do anything when I fought, but he can make you look bad at him. He does like a lot of spinning stuff, a lot of unpredictable stuff, and he runs in a lot, and he can just make it really messy. So to be honest, I didn't like the opponent too much, but thank God it went well, so I was happy with it.
Yeah, it was nice to get in there and get out quick. But like with most of your wins, I've looked at your record earlier, and like you got 8 wins, and all of them are first round finishes. You got 6 KOs, 2 subs, and do you just think you're a level above of everyone at the minute?
I wouldn't say I don't think I'm a level above. I think I need a lot more experience, to be honest, until I start angry with the top 10 guys. That's why I'm trying to like just fight people at my level at the moment. I'm not trying to like run before I can walk, or I think I know 100% I've got what it takes to be the best in the world. But right now, I'm just trying to fight people around my level, and I think I'm a level above the guys who I'm fighting at the minute, yeah. But when it comes to like the top 10 guys, I think I need a lot more experience before I start fighting the guys, yeah. Yeah,
definitely. So I was again looking through your record, and I've a few fights ago, I think it was 2 fights ago, you had quite a nasty leg break against you, where you checked his kick and his leg just split. What was that like for you in that fight? It must have been a horrible experience, really.
Yeah, that was pretty rough. That was the fight that I enjoyed the least out of all my fighting. That was you want, obviously this is a sport where you're trying to hurt your opponent, but for me personally, I can't speak for other people, but I'm trying to hurt my opponent for like 5 seconds and be all right, and we can both just get on with our lives and go back to normal, not have someone in a cast for 3 months or whatever he will have been. So yeah, it wasn't nice. I'm not trying to hurt anyone long term. Do you know what I mean? I'm just trying to win the fight and move on. So I didn't really enjoy that one, but unfortunately, that is a part of our sport. Like I said, this is a sport where you're trying to hurt each other. So sometimes people get hurt quite badly, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's definitely not nice to see. But like you say, it's not. It's your business to go out there and hurt your opponent. So
yeah, I mean, I would have rather knocked him out, and I think I was gonna, the way the fight was going. But it wasn't nice, mate. I didn't enjoy it.
Yeah, I can imagine. So after your fight, you called out Sergey Spivak. Is that still a fight that you're after?
Yeah, I'm after that fight. I just think he's an opponent that he ranks above me as far as I'm aware. I don't look at rankings too much, but I think he fought the week before on Fight Island, and I was in Fight Island at the time, so I watched the show. And I just thought, you know what, he's won. I'm going to win, and why not? Do you know what I mean? I think he's had about 4 or 5 UFC fights. That was my first one, obviously. So why not? We're both young, up and coming guys. I thought he's good. I think I'm good. So why not?
And obviously, he's more of a wrestler, and you're a black belt on the floor anyway. So does that give you confidence in standing up with people, knowing that you're a black belt, you can handle yourself on the floor?
I think so. I mean, I'm happy off my back as well. So a lot of big guys are. So yeah, I mean, to be in the UFC, you've got to be confident everywhere. I think whether you're a black belt or not, you've got to be decent and confident everywhere, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Because eventually you'll get found out if you're not good on the floor or you're not good standing up. Eventually, you're going to get found out by someone, unless you're Khabib. His stand-up's not always the best, but it's underrated. But if with Khabib, if he gets you on the floor, you're screwed.
Yeah, definitely. But again, like you say, stand-up's not the best, but you can still catch people because people are expecting the takedowns and stuff. So
Yeah,
you got to be able to do everything well to be in the UFC. Definitely, you got to be able to do everything well. You got to be able to do everything on like a world level to be successful in the UFC. So I'm confident everywhere, pretty much.
yeah. And is there any other fighters in the division that you have an eye on?
I've got my eye on the whole division. I've got another 10 years at this, so I want to fight everybody. But it's all got to be done at the right time. Do you know what I mean? A lot of fighters try and like jump up the ranks too quick. So I'm not. I ain't trying to do that. Do you know what I mean? I'm just trying to look at every fight. I'm trying to enjoy myself, and I'm just trying to, just basically learn and enjoy myself. Do you know what I mean? I'm not trying to make any big shakes just yet. I just want to learn my craft and just take my time with it and enjoy it.
Yeah, that is a good mentality to have, because if you rush yourself too much, then you're going to eventually get somewhere where you're going to have an opponent that is, like you say, a bit too much for you, and then you need to learn your trade.
Definitely. I mean, a lot of fighters, they get a bit of wind behind them and they start jumping up the ranks too quick. You know, you fight one guy and it can throw you straight up the ranks, but I'm not trying to do that. I'm trying to learn, because like I said, I've only just turned 27, so probably got another 10 years at this, so I ain't trying to do anything too quick. I'm just trying to enjoy myself.
And have the UFC been in contact at all about your next fight?
Yeah, I've got another fight, but I can't tell you what it is yet. Oh. It's all signed, but I can't tell anyone. So we're going to go again soon. We're going again soon.
That's good to know. It's good to know. So if you could choose any fighter, past or present, who would you choose to fight?
It's a tough question, that. You know what? I think Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
Brock Lesnar, like, because I was a massive WWE fan. I think I'm a bit old for it now. But when he was fighting, he was just like massive and just crushing people. And I'd like to see how my skill would match up with someone who's just massive and trying to crush me. That's what I'd like. I'd like to test myself doing that. But that's never going to happen. But if I could choose anyone, that would be the one.
Yeah, that would be an exciting fight, I'm sure. So obviously your two teammates, Darren Till and Mike Grundy, were fighting on the same card as you as well. What was it like with all of you, like training for the same card, being on the same card? How was that?
That was good. To be honest, it wasn't anything too new to me, because me and Mike and Till, we've all fought on the same cards before we were in the UFC and stuff. Especially me and Mike, you know, we were coming through the local ranks together, and we've got like a pretty big pro team at our gym. So there's always, like, not always, but a lot of the time when I've been fighting, there's at least one or two guys on the same card. So it was nothing new to me, to be honest. And I enjoyed. You know, there was quite a lot of us. I think there was 8 of us went on the trip to Fight Island with the coach and stuff. So that was good. That was just good having more people around. It was nice.
Yeah, that was my next question. Is like, what was it like being at Fight Island with all your boys? Basically, it felt like a holiday.
That was pretty good. It was funny. We just had a laugh and stuff, and just took it easy and trained a little bit. Went places together, and it was nice rather than just having 1 or 2 coaches. We had, like you say, all the boys were there, so it was good.
Yeah. So with obviously Mike Grundy fighting just before you as well, and he actually lost his fight. Did you manage to watch it, or was you trying to stay away from watching it?
That was a tough one, because Mike is like one of my best friends as well. He's not just a teammate. Do you know what I mean? He's one of my best mates. So they had it on, like, in the change rooms on the TV. And I watched I was watching the first round, and I think Mike was winning from what. Yeah, he was winning, and I think he took him down a few times, I think, and ended up on top and stuff like that. So he was winning, and my coach Gillies, who was in the changing rooms when we were doing the pads, I think when he started losing, Gillies, my coach, was doing like a good job of distracting me from watching. And by the time it was my turn to fight, like, they like brought us out of the room before the decision was read out, so I didn't actually know if Mike won or lost. And then when my other coaches, my dad and Colin, met me to walk out with me, I didn't ask them or anything like that. I just left it until, so I didn't actually know until after my fight finished, which was quite good really, because it might have affected me a bit because I love Mike.
Yeah, definitely. It's probably a good idea to keep that till after the fight.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to ask, but then I just thought, you know what, I'm not asking because I don't. And then when I see Mike's face after, I was just like, fucking hell, Mike, Jesus. So it was a bit bittersweet after that. I was a bit like, oh God. And then Mike had to go to the hospital and stuff, so it's like, oh, this is not great, but that is part of this.
Yeah, and obviously Darren went on to have a close fight with Robert Whittaker as well, which that was obviously you could probably sit back a bit and enjoy that fight a bit more, obviously as much as you can enjoy it with Darren being your mate and teammate.
Yeah, I do enjoy it. Well, we watched that back at the hotel because as soon as I finished my fight, did the media and stuff, they just got straight back to the hotel. So watched that at the hotel. Yeah, I enjoyed it. It was a good fight, wasn't it? It wasn't too much action in it, but it's very technical, and I enjoyed that fight. It was great.
Yeah, it was a very, very good fight. I enjoyed it as well. It's nice to see that technical side of fighting, especially with someone when like people think Darren Till's just going to go in there and maybe knock him out, or Whittaker's going to be like a certain type of way. But it was a very technical fight, and it was a great one to watch.
Yeah, definitely. You could tell they both had a lot of each other. I mean, obviously bumped into Whittaker a few times in the week and that, and he just seemed like a top guy as well. So that was it was nice to see the respect between them and stuff. I enjoyed it. Yeah,
and obviously the banter leading up to that fight was amazing as well. It was keeping everyone entertained during quarantine.
Yeah, I mean, Till loves it. Anytime Till's around, it's pretty fun.
Yeah,
so that was good.
So I watched a few videos about you on YouTube, and one of the videos I saw was I think it was last year. Darren Till was doing like an interview about what it was like to train with you, and he was saying like how much you don't move like a heavyweight and how fast your hands are, your lightning speed hands and stuff like this. What do you attribute that to, like with how fast your hands are?
A few stuff really. I'm relaxed. I'm not stiff. I try and enjoy myself as much as I can when I'm training or fighting. I'm not like, stiff and robotic and under stress or anything like that. I'm just relaxed and enjoying myself. I don't lift a lot of heavy weights as well, which a lot of, it's going to sound weird. A lot of heavyweights lift heavy weights. I don't, so I think that helps. And my dad's always been part of me training since I was a young boy. So he's mobile and quick and doesn't let me tighten up and stuff like that. Just looks after me. Make sure that I'm always doing like speed drills and different stuff like that. Just keeps me mobile and moving quick. So a few things.
And obviously, you've trained with Tyson Fury as well. What sort of things did you learn from him when you trained with him?
I learned a lot of technical stuff. It was, for me, training with Tyson was a lot mentally. I feel like, because what I did was I was doing MMA, and then I switched to boxing for a couple of years or a year, or I don't. And then I came back to MMA, and in that year or so that I was boxing, I feel like my mentality completely changed being around someone like Tyson Fury all the time, because his outlook on fighting and just on life in general is just taught me so. I think at the time I was like 23 or 24 or something, and I was just a young guy. I think I'd just had my first kid and stuff like that. So it was like, it just completely changed the outlook of what fighting is for me. And then obviously when I come back to MMA, I think I've been like 4 or 3, I don't know how many fights, unbeaten since then, and just been, I think, just looking good. So it just shows what an impact your mentality can have towards everything.
Yeah. And do you ever train with him now?
He's away a lot. Isn't he? I think he spends a lot of time in America. Superstar, isn't he? So I don't keep up much. But I train with his cousin still. Train with Huey for a bit. Like I go and spar with him a little bit. So I'm still in touch with the family and stuff. And they're good people, great people.
Yeah, it's good to have a connection like that, especially like you say with Tyson Fury. His mental game is is like, he is one of the strongest mental people to come back from the stuff that he's come back from. There's a lot to learn from someone like that, and the strength that he has in doing something like that. Lost you.
Yeah, I'm still here. Are you there?
Yep, I'm here.
Yeah, stop for a sec. I don't know what was going on.
Oh, I don't know, mate. Yeah, so with your ambitions, you've obviously said you want to make it to the UFC title one day. How long do you think that's going to take you? Obviously, you don't want to rush.
5, 6 years, something like that, I reckon.
Yeah.
That's what. Yeah, something like that. Maybe longer. I'm taking my time. I'm enjoying myself, so I'm not bothered.
Yeah.
I've not got a goal on it. I've not got a goal. I've not got a time limit. I just know that I'm going to do it. I don't know how long it'll take. Might take 15 years, but I'll do it.
So obviously you had to do a coronavirus test as well. How did you find that? Did you have to do the throat one or the nose one?
I had to do multiple. I think I've done about 5 or 6.
Oh.
I've had both. I thought it was all right. What, even that bad? Have you had one?
No, I haven't done one. I haven't.
Oh, mate, they're not that bad. The first one I had was actually the first one I had was in the gym, because we thought, right, what we want to do is we want to all get tested before we start traveling, because first of all we had to go to London for like 3 days, and then we had to go to Abu Dhabi then. So we thought, can't be asked going all the way to London if like 1 or 2 of us have got it, so we'll just get a private one in the gym. So I went and a couple of lads like went before me, and like they were like nearly being sick and everything. Like one of them was nearly sick. He was like gagging and stuff. I was like, fucking hell, here we go. And it's not even bad. It's not bad at all. I was fine with it.
Yeah, I've seen some fighters are like really terrible. I think it was Marlon Vera. I think I see a video of him, and he was literally like backing away from it the whole time. He had to get someone to hold his head.
Oh my God. Not that bad. Honestly, 5 seconds and it's done.
Yeah, I can't stand the thought of it, to be honest. But
why? Which one? Which one can you not stand the thought of?
The nose one. The throat one's not too bad, but the nose one.
Yeah, well, I've only had the nose one once. That was the first one I had. The first one, for some reason, I had 2. I had the throat and the nose one, and they pushed it like really far up, and then the woman was like, I didn't say anything when it was up there, and then she pulled it out. Oh, it's far up that, weren't it? And she said, "Oh yeah, you've got to push it far enough so it like touches the bottom of your brainstem." And I was just, oh, I'm glad you told me that after.
Yeah, wouldn't want to know that before, would you?
No. So I didn't have the nose one, because since then they give you a choice to which one do you want, the nose or the throat. So I just said the throat every time.
Oh, I can't imagine it. But so I see you posted on your Instagram a couple of weeks ago about you're growing your hair out for charity. What made you do that?
I don't like talking about it too much, because I don't want to be like one of them people who's like, oh, look, I'm doing something for charity. Look what a good guy I am. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't want to be one of them kind of people. What I will say is, if you've got long hair and you're thinking of cutting it, look into donating it, because I personally know someone who has cancer, a little girl, and she's on a waiting list. She's on a waiting list for a wig because not enough people in the world are donating hair. So if you got long hair and you're thinking of cutting, just please look into donating it in some way. There's loads of stuff. Just Google it, and there's loads of different ways that you can donate it. So just look into that, please. Don't bin it, because binning it is wasting it, and there's a lot of people out there who are waiting for wigs. So look into that.
Yeah, it's great idea to do that.
Thanks, mate. Thanks. Like I said, I don't like to talk about it every now and again. To be honest, at the moment, I don't know if you can see how long my hair is. It looks awful at the moment. I'm on a proper shit stage with it, and I want to cut it. So when I think about cutting it, then I'll post about it so that people know. So then I don't cut it. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like if it was just me, and didn't tell anyone, I would probably cut it already. But because people know about it, we can't cut it now because you're growing it. So I'm keeping it going. It looks like shit, especially with these glasses as well. I've got to wear these full time now as well. So I'm not looking my best, but I'm going to keep it going.
I think it suits you, mate.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
If you shape up the sides, it's not too bad.
Yeah, I just like, you can't really see on that thingy. I just like trim it like around the ears and stuff. It's not really long enough yet. It's only been going like 6 months, so I'm just keeping it, trying to maintain it. But I know one day it's going to be in my eyes and stuff, so I'll manage that. I'll cross that bridge when I come to it, I think.
Yeah, there's always that stage, whether you're growing a beard or your hair, there's always that like 2-3 month stage where it looks a bit scruffy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty lucky with it because my mate's doing it as well. And he's like, my hair's curly, but his hair's like straight. Mate, it just looks fucking weird at the minute. It's just like, because like mine, it's like, it's in my eyes when I train and stuff, but because it's curly, it doesn't like fall on my face. But his is like in my eyes all the time. He looks like someone like the Beatles or something. It just looks weird.
So I was just going to mention about your glasses as well. You only just found out that yesterday, didn't you?
Well, I'm supposed to wear glasses for like 5 years, but because I look terrible in them. Well, usually I just get the free ones. I just get the free ones, and then they're like uncomfortable. They're like the shit, and then the plastic and that, and then I look weird in them because they're free and cheap, and then I just don't like wearing them. So I thought, right, this time I'm gonna. Well, I went in for my eyes tested again, and they said, look, you're gonna have to start wearing glasses because you're not wearing them, your eyes are getting worse. So you really start wearing them. So I was like, all right, well, so I actually like spent some money and got some decent, comfortable glasses. So this is where we're at with it. What's
it like when you're fighting? What is your sight like? Is it like long distance or short?
I'm both actually.
Okay.
I'm sighted and short sighted, but it's okay. It's manageable. Obviously, I've not wore glasses for like 5 years when I'm supposed to wear them, so it's not going to be a problem when I'm fighting. So it's no issue. But like when I wear the glasses now, it's like, oh my god, I can actually see without straining because I'm constantly squinting stuff all the time. It's not so bad when I'm fighting, to be honest. I don't really notice it. It's more like when I think it's more like when I'm looking long distance. Yeah. Or it's more, I think it's more like when I'm looking at something close to me, so I'll be looking at my phone, and then I'll look up at something else, and then I'll look back. You know, like when you're changing distances, I think that's when it affects me most.
Yeah, you need to adjust a bit.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's all the questions from me, but I got a few questions from your Instagram fans.
Yeah.
So the first one is, what's your opinion on Francis Ngannou, and do you think you could make out the first round with him?
I think he's dangerous guy, isn't he? Very dangerous. I mean, you know that, in my opinion, obviously it's different when you're in there. It's easy when you sat on the outside like me, just looking in. But my opinion is people try and trade with him from the beginning for some reason. I don't know what that is. And if you try and trade with him, especially early on, you're going to get knocked out. There's no two ways about it. You're going over it when he hits you. So, like Stipe when he fought him when he fought him, in the first couple of rounds, all they did was move his head and move his feet and just get out of the way. And I think that's the right way to do it. Like when you watch that
Rosenstrike.
He came out and it just started swinging at him, and I was just like, "What are you doing?" Like, just started swinging at him. So obviously, if you swing with him, you're gonna get caught. So what I would do if I was to fight him was I'd try and move my feet and my head, get away a little bit, and hopefully he would gas out a little bit. But like easy from the outside looking in, very easy.
Definitely. Yeah, but Rosenstrike was one of the worst things to do. Really, is like come forward and swing with him, because like what we saw, Ngannou literally just walked him down, was swinging, not even really technical punches, but just swinging, caught him, and then that was it. Yeah,
I mean, he's definitely not the most technical fighter ever, but you don't really have to be if you punch that hard. So, and I should imagine he's ridiculously strong as well. I mean, I don't know, but it'd be hard to get him on his back as well, I would imagine. So,
yeah.
I would, if I was to fight him, I'd try and just get out of the way a little bit and not let me, because a lot of people, they let their ego take over. A big punch whizzes past their head and they think, oh my God, I've got to punch them now. But try and like keep my ego under control and out moving a little bit. But as I said a couple of times, it's all right saying that from the outside. Who knows how you feel when you're in there and massive punches are coming towards you?
Oh yeah, exactly. So congratulations on the bonus as well.
Oh, thanks.
What did you do with the 50k?
Absolutely nothing. I've not got it. I've not got it.
Oh really?
Well, you won't. I didn't know this until the other day. Until the other week. Sorry, when I thought you only actually get your bonus when you pass a drug test, a USADA test. Now, when I was in Fight Island, I didn't get tested. I don't know why, but I got tested the other day at the gym. They turned up, so I'm waiting for it. But to be honest, I'm going to save it. I'm not like I'm not a flashy guy or nothing like that. Materialistic things do not mean anything to me. You know what? I was the other day. Obviously, people have been asking me that, like friends or whatever. What are you going to spend it on? What are you going to buy and all that? And I said, you know what? It doesn't matter how much money I've got. There is nothing that can make me happier than I already am. I'm literally the happiest person in the world. And there's no watch or car or whatever I can buy that is going to make me any happier than I already am. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to save it. I'm going to get another bonus, and I'm going to buy the house that I've been living for 5 years. That I've been renting for 5 years. So when I get another bonus and we fight money on top of that, I'll be able to afford to buy now. So I'm going to do that.
No, that's a very good idea. It's smart to invest your money, especially like.
Yeah. I was looking at tax. The other day. Like I've been skint all my life, so I've basically like never really paid tax. And I was like, oh shit, you might be actually better off investing a little bit, so you can like avoid being in a upper tax bracket and stuff like that. But I don't know how that stuff works yet. I still need to meet with an accountant. I've got another meeting next week, so I think you're better off investing it in a certain way. But I don't know what. Obviously, I want to buy the house and stuff, but I mean, until then, maybe it's better off putting it somewhere. I don't really know. I don't know what to do with money. I've never had it, so it's the first time I've ever had money in my life. So yeah, I don't
know. So another question: will you ever change the color of your shorts, or are you going to keep them the same color every time?
It's a pretty good question. That I just kind of got stuck with them shorts, to be honest. You just said you were wearing red shorts, so I just said, "All right, okay, no probs." And then it turns out I really like them. I actually really liked them. So if I get the option, which I think I will, I'm going to keep them. I love them shorts. I've still got them. I actually was going to train them yesterday because I didn't have any more shorts, and I thought, you know what, I don't even want to train them. I think I'm just going to keep them. I just like, maybe I'll fight them again, or they'll give me some other ones. But I'd like to fight in them exact same ones again. I love them.
That'd be cool. So someone asked, how can they send you like a pair of gloves for you to sign for them, if that's possible?
I don't know. I think we've been saying this. I don't know. Maybe send it to me, Jim. Send it to Team Carbon Local, because I don't post anything. I don't do post, so I don't really know how that works. So yeah, if you send it to Jim, I'll sign it, and I'll have to figure out a way to get it back to you, because I don't know post. If I need anything, I just get it sent to my dad's, and he sorts it. So maybe I'll have to get my dad to do it. I don't know.
Okay. So just a weird one now, a weird question. Does pineapple belong on pizza?
Who sent you this? Who sent you this question?
I don't know, to be honest. Let me check.
This is gonna be someone I know, because the other week, right, a couple of weeks ago, I went to a few bars and that, and I got a pizza with pineapple on it. It was good. I seen it. I don't usually get it, to be fair, but I seen it, and it said I think it was ham and pineapple. I had a few beers at this point, and I was like, you know what, I'm on the ham and pineapple here. So I ordered it, mate. I was walking back, and people were stopping me. Like, it was busy, to be fair, and people was like, "Oh, pineapple pizza, what's going on?" Well, mate, I enjoyed it. I think I've only had it once before then. I think that was my second time having it. But to answer the question, I would say pineapple does belong on pizza. I enjoyed it anyway. I enjoyed it. So yeah.
Personally, not for me, but guy that sent it was Behind the Grind. I think he does a podcast on YouTube and that. So
I don't know who that is. So I thought it might have been someone who was on that night out with me, but obviously not. But yeah, Behind the Grind, I would say I would recommend it. I enjoyed it anyway. But I had about 10 beers by that point, so who knows what it tasted like. I enjoyed it.
So another one, would you be open to fighting Chris Dukowskis?
Well, I've been asked this a few times. Yeah, I'd like to fight him. I watched his fight last week. I enjoyed it. Thought it was good. Nice. Have you seen it? Have you seen it yourself?
I haven't seen it. No, not yet.
Yeah, he was nice. He's got some. He's got some nice stand up. I liked it. So yeah, I'd like to fight him.
Yeah, a few people sent me that question. Another person said sent me a thing saying not a question, but that fight would be absolute fire.
Yeah, I mean, I keep getting messages. After his fight, I got tagged my phone was basically. I had about 100 notifications on Instagram. I just had loads of people message me, "Oh, you should fight this guy." I'm like, "I'll fight him, definitely." I mean, let me have my next fight, and then I'll fight him after that.
So it's not him then, yeah.
Oh yeah, it's not him. It's not him.
So another one. What's the easiest big name fight in your opinion?
Oof. It's got to be someone on the decline on it. It's got to be someone who's a little bit past it.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was Fabricio Verdum. I thought he was kind of on the decline, and the minute when I seen him with Gustafsson, I was just like, good God, he is really good. So I think at this point, you'd have to say, I would have to say someone like Ben Rothwell or. See, I thought you could say Dos Santos is on the decline because I think he's lost 3 or 4 in a row. But I thought he still looked good last weekend. I thought he still looked really good. I know he out, but he was winning up until then. Someone like that. I can't even remember the last time I seen Ben Rothwell fight, but someone who was good at one time and then they passed it. No one really springs to mind at the moment, but. Hold on. I can't think of anyone. But yeah, so someone older.
Yeah, definitely.
He's on the decline.
So another one. How long have you been part of the Ben Askren family?
Not that long. Not that long. I've had a fade. I've had a fade for years. Here, look at this picture here. It's behind us. This is him. Was there? Look. I blankly missed his face off, so you can't see it.
Yeah, nice little fade.
That's for years. I've had that for all my life, basically. So this has been going probably 6 months, not even. Probably been long like this for about 2 months. So 2 months. I'm 2 months into the Askren family, I reckon.
And then another one is Frank Mir, your dad.
He's a good-looking fella, Frank. Good-looking guy. But I don't think he's old enough. How old is he?
I'm not too sure, to be fair.
Early 40s, is he? Got to be early 40s.
He's got to be, yeah. Yeah, he's 41.
Yeah, he's not old enough. Unless you have him when he was 40. Well, I guess he is old enough. Can you have a kid when you're 40? You can't have a kid
Only
when
just,
you're 40.
I think.
Well, no. As far as I know, he's not. My dad's actually looks nothing like Frank Mir, so I don't know how that one's worked. But maybe he is. Who knows? I think so.
That's all the Instagram questions. Just one more question for me. Obviously, Till got booked against Jack Hermansson yesterday. What do you think of that matchup for Till?
I was unaware of that. I think if Till's in the right mind frame, he can beat anybody, in my opinion. From what I've seen from that Jack Hermansson, though, I've not seen much of him, but he looks very good to me. To me, he looks very good. So I think it makes for a good fight. I don't know. Is that official, though? Is that actually official?
I saw it on Brett Komodo put it on his Twitter, and he said it's pending on obviously Darren Till's knee. if that gets medical clearance, and it's all set for December the 5th, I think it is.
So it pretty much is official then.
Yep.
Right. This is all. I didn't know this until today. So saying that, I seen Till the other day, didn't I? So I don't know, but I think it's a good fight. I think Till can beat anyone when he's on his game.
Mm-hmm.
I'd have to see more of Jack to form a proper opinion, because I've not seen much of him. I've seen him in his last fight, which he looked amazing in when he got that heel hook.
Mm-hmm.
What other fights have I seen him in? Seen him fight. Has he fought Jack Ray? He beat Jack Ray, didn't he?
I honestly can't remember. I haven't looked too much into his record, to be honest.
I'm pretty sure. Well, let's just say he did. If you can beat Jack Ray, mate, you're really good, in my opinion.
Yes.
You're really good. He's good. So that should be an awesome fight. I'm looking forward to that one anyway, if it's official. I'll speak to Till this week and I'm going to ask him about it, but I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, me too. Anytime Darren Till fights, it's amazing. Obviously, me being British as well, I support Till all the way.
Yeah. Till's always good to watch. Always good to watch Till. Always exciting, always a funny guy. So that's nice. I'll tell you something about Till as well. Not many people know. Well, I don't know if not many people know, but he doesn't come across that way. He's one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. I'm telling you. And sometimes in interviews and that, he comes across like a bit of a knob, and I think he likes playing that character. He's one of the nicest people you'll ever meet. I'm telling you. So, but no one is as nice as Mike Grundy. He deserves every success that he's going to get, and I'm sure that after this fight, he's going to come back when he's had his surgery on his face and that, and I'm sure he's going to come back and he's going to be hungry and he's going to start smashing after this. That was a bad, when he couldn't see after the first round. I think he said this earlier. You can't see him, mate. If you're fighting and you cannot see, it is hard work, but it just shows his mental toughness. The guy, he's strong mentally, so we're going to see him. We're going to see him hungry and coming back and winning. So that should be good. Yeah,
I look forward to his comeback. And obviously, just mentioning about not seeing. What did you think of the DC Stipe fight?
Well, it pissed me off, to be honest.
How come?
I weren't happy with DC. I thought, don't get me wrong, the eye poke, mate, was horrific. Who wants to poke in the eye like that? But he poked Stipe in the eye in the first round, first of all, which was bad, really bad, by the looks of it. So that was not the best. And then in the first fight, when DC knocked him out, he poked him in the eye, knocked him out, and then he had to have surgery on his eye. Stipe never even mentioned it. And then DC gets poked in the eye. Granted, the poke in the eye was very bad. But that's been the narrative of the whole fight. Because DC won't stop crying about it. Which, like I said, it was a really bad eye poke. But also poked him in the eye in the same fight. And a couple of fights before, poked him in the eye, knocked him out, and he had to have surgery on his eye. So you can stop crying about it, in my opinion.
Yeah, there's definitely way too much eye pokes going on in them trilogies.
I know. I don't. DC style. I'm actually a massive fan of DC. Believe it or not, I'm not trying to slag him off or anything. But he has his fingers out there a lot. He does that pouring thing where he's pouring it all the time. He needs to. It's hard though. You're training boxing gloves and that, and then he takes off and it's different. So yeah.
I don't know if you've seen when Trevor Whitman and Justin Gaethje went on Joe Rogan's podcast. They were talking about some of the gloves that Trevor Whitman's designed, where obviously when you wear a glove, it sort of pulls your fingers out, doesn't it? So it's hard to use your hand. Apparently he's made a design where it's it makes your fingers curve down instead.
Well, that should have been done years ago. I've not seen that podcast. That's the first I've heard of it. But in theory, that should have that should have been done years ago. But does that favour a striker or a grappler if you stuck like that?
Yeah, probably favour a striker, wouldn't it?
Some stuff like you got to get like wrist control and stuff. You need your hands a bit, don't you? Like why? And if it's like that, and you can't, I don't know. There must be a way around. Who knows what it is? But until then,
that's all the questions from me, mate. I know you're a busy man, so I'll let you go. Thanks for coming on and giving me your time.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
That's no worries, mate. No worries.